Junk journal jewelry. Oh my goodness, I love beaded dangles. You could make them separately so that you can clip them onto a page. You can clip them onto your journal book. You could actually clip them on to absolutely anything that you want. Even a lampshade. I mean, you can clip them on whatever you can get your clip onto. You don't have to use a clip. You could add your bead dangles on the end of your signature thread that you used. I do that a lot on my junk journal pieces. I'm going to show you my trick to make sure that you have done everything you can to keep these beads on your thread. People like to play with the beads, and yes, they do come apart. So we have to do everything that we can to keep them secured. Now you can add charms on the end of the dangles, or maybe you just want to add beads like this one here. I think they're all beautiful. Mix them up. Have a theme. Use one color, but I do like to use different sizes. As you can tell, there are different size beads in my strands. Come along with me and I'm going to show you my tricks on just how you can secure your beads onto your dangles. Won't you join me? Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. The first thing that we need to discuss is the hole size in the beads. That's going to really make how you choose your beads. These right here, they're the smallest bead that I can have, and that is because I need a large enough hole in my bead for my thread to go through it twice. Yes, twice. Now, I like to use waxed bookbinding thread, but you can use embroidery thread, or you could use hemp cording. You can use lots of different types of material to make your dangles. I love to put dangles when I sew in a signature in my journal, and I like to leave my thread long so I can add my beads. So definitely pay attention to the hole size of the bead itself. If the hole in the bead is not large enough, then don't buy it. You will only cause yourself so much aggravation and wasted time. I have an assortment of beads. I have, let's see, my largest bead, I think, are these. And I think I have some pink ones here. These are my larger beads. I like to use the larger beads to just get a variety when you start stringing the beads on your thread. Let me pull in one of my examples here. As you can see here, I have different size beads. I just think that adds a lot of depth and variety. Let's start. Because I don't have a signature here, I'm going to use a clip, and I'm actually going to clip it on this book so that I can show you right here. Hopefully this dark paper is dark enough that you'll be able to see my white thread easily. Just in case somebody wants to make one of these like I'm making, I'm going to actually take about 14 inches here twice and then trim it. And then I'll put my two ends together and feed it down through my hole in my clip. And then with this open portion, bring my loose ends through that and pull tightly. And then I'm going to knot it by just wrapping my hand around, making a loop, and feeding those ends through. Now here I want to make sure that I push that knot right up to the edge of that clip. And then open it up. Now it's nice and tight. We have got a nice tight knot right here. Now this thread has a little bit of a waxy coating so that my knots really stay knotted very well. If you're using an embroidery thread, then you're going to need to put a little bit of wet glue on that knot because it will loosen up over time. There, I'm going to move it back as far as possible. The first thing is you need to decide what bead you want to go at the top. I usually like to choose a smaller bead. So let's choose this pink one right here. And you go through the hole. And then you pull it around and you're going to go through that hole one more time. It makes it easier if you pull these two ends tightly and hold it with your finger, and then this will slip through really effortlessly. Now you've got a little loop. Take your awl and place it in that loop. And then you're able to move it along your thread or twine or whatever that you have up to that knot and really push it up to that knot. So you've got your very first bead on and it's secured because you went around it one more time. So it will pull down. It doesn't pull up as easy, but it will pull down. Next, all you need to do is start threading on your beads. The order will be all up to you. This is your creation. Bring in this. I really love these beads. It's like they have a clear portion around the color that's right around the hole. I don't know. I find them very interesting. Now I'm going to bring in a bigger bead. And at this time, sometimes I like to take these big beads and do the same thing and go through that hole twice. And the reason is I like to take the opportunity in securing the beads as we go down the line here. So even see, now they're not moving. They're just kind of stationary there, which is really nice. And keep adding your beads. Now, if your hole, sometimes it needs to be cleaned out, just use your awl. And I like to put it in both ends. And then that takes away anything that might catch on that bead and keep your thread from going through. And I'm going to go through this again because this hole in this bead is pretty big. And I want to make sure that it stays put. So I'm going to just keep going and I'll check back with you after I get some more beads on here and I get further down the line, because if you don't like something, like all of a sudden I really just didn't like that. I think I'd like to put a silver one. Just take it off. You can even take it all the way off. You can start from the very beginning again. There's nothing that says that you have to keep that. You can take it all away. On the ones that you've double threaded, just use your awl and stick it underneath and it will loosen up and you can take it off. So you haven't tied a double knot in the bottom here. That's what would keep you from starting over again. So when your end starts fraying, I just take my scissors and I recut at an angle. So you definitely want to give yourself plenty of thread to be able to do that. When you've got the length that you want and you want to end your line of beads, I'm going to show you by bringing in this larger bead right here. You go through once and you do the exact same thing. You bring it around and go through one more time. And as I said before, it really helps if you pull this tightly and then you can put it right back through. It goes through much easier and you're looking for that loop, and that way you know you've gone through twice. Take your awl, put it through that loop, and move it up to the last bead, and then gently push to make sure that all the beads are touching each other and there's not a gap. I don't have much of my thread left here. I want to double knot, so I'm going to loop it around and make a knot. Now here you want to push that knot with your thumb right up to the bottom of that last bead. Tightly, push it tightly, go around again, and if you can, put that second knot, I know it's hard for you to see, on top of the first one, or at least, as close as you can get it to that other knot. My knots are on top of each other. They're so close, they're even hard to see. And when it's time to trim your extra thread, you want to leave yourself at least 1/4 of an inch. You don't want to trim it right up to the knot. Leave yourself a little tail, maybe we can call it. Don't trim it right up to that knot. When you're finished with stringing your beads, no matter how many strands you have, take some wet glue. It does not have to be art glitter glue. It could be Elmer's glue, something inexpensive. And put a little dollop of glue on that knot at the very bottom and let it dry. And then you will know you've done everything you can possibly do to keep your beads on your thread, even when people like to take them and play with them, because you know they do. If you do the steps that I've shown you, then you can guarantee yourself that you've done everything that you can to keep your beads on your thread. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there. Bye now.